Oh, my camera froze. Hate it when it does that. 1 second. Okay. We are live, guys. This is another episode of the KF2 podcast. I'm here with Tatted up chick. If you want to say hi.
Hello.
And I understand you guys had a little bit of trouble with your semis run. We all know that went. You want to tell us more about that?
Sure, you mean like this last go around with the semifinals?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We've been practicing in preparation for it, but I think that with this recent update, that it has been extremely hard with frames and it glitching and lagging really bad. That we were doing good the first several waves, and then it got to the point where, for me, I was playing the field medic, that it was really hard for me to see everyone, and then I felt like I was glitching around, and so it got a little frustrating at that point because then my team started to die, and I was just like, I'm healing you, but you're not getting the stem shots, so it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, it can be whenever stuff like that happens and you don't get the buffs you need unless something gets in the way. Uh,
Hmm.
so you were mostly a medic, you said. Uh,
Yes.
you did so. Take us through that. How did you guys decide what perks you were gonna be?
At first, it was just we looked at it from whoever had the 25 perks for one. And then two, we asked everyone, which perk do you play the best as? And so everyone that I play with knows that I play good with medic. And then that's just kind of how it just trickled down from everyone else. It's just like, okay, what perk do you like to play? We got the medic. We was like, we need a berserker. We need a demo. We need a support to be able to have ammo,
Mm-hmm.
a firebug. So we just kind of did process of elimination and just really thinking about the different maps that we were going to play, what spot we were going to be at, to help us kind of determine what perks we were going to run.
Oh, okay. Do you hear any echo by chance?
Yes, just a little.
Okay, I'll try to turn this down. Okay. How about now?
Um, this is a little bit. It doesn't bother me. I don't know if it's going to mess up your podcast.
Uh, yeah, they won't be able to hear it. I just was. It's in for your sake. Because
Oh,
I
okay.
know a lot of people who I talked to said there was just a little bit of echo.
Mm-hmm.
But um, so like so during your first run when you guys got eliminated,
Mm-hmm.
did you guys ever think you were gonna be coming back? Or what did you guys do after that? Just practice with each other more, or did you just what did you guys do?
We didn't think that we were going to come back this tournament round, so we were definitely shocked when Speedy told the group. But we were just afterwards, we were just having just an open conversation and just being real with each other in regards to um, how we can move forward with these maps. But then I think there was a little miscommunication with a couple of the people that were in our squad originally. And usually we just jump on, we play for fun. But then we were just like, y'all, we have to be a little bit more serious because we're doing the tournament. So, you know, let's kind of relax on the jokes. Let's focus. Let's communicate. Let's, stay together. And I think we were playing Elysium that first go around, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And we were just we practiced it. We were good, and then the moment that it was time for us to, do it, I was just a little disappointed in my team, for some of them, because of just the lack of the communication, and we were just trying to tell a couple people just to like cut it short with the jokes. Let's focus. We're dying out here. We just need to communicate. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that person, I'm not gonna say his name, but I think that person was just enjoying his evening a little too much. That I think it kind of threw us all off because we needed him to. I think he was playing the demo, so I think we really needed him to just like take out the big stuff.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks when you guys don't have that. I mean, I've had my fair share of like people not communicating, and then like worse comes to worse, and then guys end up dying. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so let me ask you another question.
Sure.
So when this whole thing dies out,
Mm-hmm.
when like hopefully, during like the end of October, early November, uh,
Mm-hmm.
what will we see you guys practicing more, or or are you gonna see like immediate like rerun, or like a immediate like restart to your semis? Like what do we
Uh,
expect to see?
well, we're still practicing. We still jump on and play, and we play on Hell on Earth, and we run the maps for the tournament. It's just that we experience that lag, those frames messing up and everything. So we just try to continue just to make sure our communication is on point, and that we run the perks that we usually play and try to find good spots that we can either run around, especially for particular boss and things in that nature. So we still play now, even though it's still a struggle with the frames all glitching and everything like that. But yeah, we still practice.
Okay. Um, who would you say like now? Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but um, when you guys do your rerun, let's
Mm-hmm.
say you guys do win and pull off this upset against Team
Mm-hmm.
Wolf, you guys are gonna be headed into the grand finals with Team Cannibalists. Um, do you guys like? How would you guys prepare for that? Do you get know anybody from that team, or are you guys feeling anxious, or what would your thoughts be?
Honestly, I don't know. Stevie is more of the leader, so he's more familiar with who is actually on Team Wolf and Team Cannibalist. I'm not good with names. I'm sure I probably ran across them on different match when I just jump on and just play by myself solo. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not anxious. One, because it's a game, even though I am very competitive. But I think that our communication with my team and I enjoy playing with them is fun. I would like to say I don't think we're so much
Yo,
anxious.
what
I
up,
think
Diggs?
it's
What up?
so
What
much
up?
that we were just really hard on ourselves individually as a team because we really wanted we run it together without the tournament being involved, and it's fine and we can get through it. Maybe one person dies, but then when you're talking about a tournament, I think it does increase our anxiety just a little bit because we want to do good and we want people to see that our team does well with just communicating and running through the waves. But I think overall we did really good with just like encouraging each other and we're just like, we got this next time. So I think we'll do well. I'm not gonna toot our own horn, but I think we're pretty good with communicating, and I think as long as we do that and stick together and run it like how we planned, we should do good.
Okay. Uh, yeah. I am excited to see you guys go up against Team Wolf for another go. Um, everybody's saying like Team Cannibalists is gonna win the whole thing because they've just been looking like pretty untouchable out there, and I think they're probably more confident in themselves and like.
Mm-hmm.
But um, So you did say that Stevie was kind of the leader, so he does call all the shots, right? What does he usually run?
So Speedy usually runs Firebug, but then he's really good with being a team player, and so I believe the first go around, I don't think he didn't play Firebug. He let someone else do it. And then this go around, us being invited back for the semifinals, I believe he ran Berserker. So I think what it is that his willingness to be a team player is awesome, but I think that kind of takes away from the perks that he really does awesome with.
Mm, yeah, watching back at that, he kind of was making a lot of call outs, and he was kind of like uh, being top heavy when it comes to like big Zeds, and I saw, yeah, I was kind of like anxious myself, but he was getting pushed back a lot, just because of Squakes and Flesh Pounds and all that, and I think it is kind of tough to hold out that one spot that you guys were holding out in because it's just like a small alleyway, really, and there's only
Right.
two ways to get out. Um,
Hmm.
but you can't go wrong with lockdown because there's a lot of holdout spots you can take advantage of.
Right.
Um, who would you say would your favorite player be? Like just not on your team, just like in general, or it could be
Mm,
on your team.
honestly, I don't necessarily have a favorite, and the reason why I say that is because usually I run with my same few people. Unless I jump on by myself and I'll just play with randoms. But other than that, I don't really have like a favorite.
Okay. Um. So with that being said, like I do a tier list, like
Hmm.
every time, like after the tournament. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm saying so. I just want to know like where you would like rank yourself. Like if you say you're like I know there are like 8 teams in this tournament, right? So what's
Hmm.
8 times 6? That's like 56, 50, right? Players.
Yeah.
Uh, where would you rank yourself out of those 56 players? 56 to 1, 1 being the best.
Uh, it depends on what perk. So if I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with my favorite perk, which is Field Medic, I would probably say I rank myself maybe 6 if I'm playing just Medic alone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like the confidence out of you. Uh,
And playing this for a while on PC on console.
oh, okay. Uh, yeah. Um, so like when I think they added kind of a buff to the medic since they added that new HUD in there. That kind of
Hmm.
made you guys lag a little bit. Once they do make those like modifications, do you think there's gonna be a little bit of a stronger medic coming in? Will you think you'll have an advantage, or is it gonna be kind of the same?
No, absolutely. It's frustrating when you are trying to win in general and you are hit with, lag, you're hit with frames bugging out. So I definitely think that definitely had me at a disadvantage because even though I felt like I was healing them and I saw it, it wasn't registering and then my team was dying. And it felt like I was bouncing around all in that area that we were holding down at. So I definitely think that once they fix this, that I definitely would be a lot play normally how I normally play. I definitely have full confidence in myself that I'm really good with keeping my team healed.
Okay. Um. Okay. Uh, so out of like all of the girl players, like I know you said you didn't have a favorite, but do you play with a lot of like the female players often, like Jalexa and all of them, and like JBA?
Honestly, I feel like I've played with them, just like randomly joining into different lobbies, but half of the time I don't have my mic in if I'm playing by myself. So honestly, and I don't believe I've heard any of them have their mics in when I join the lobby. I could be wrong, but I'm sure we've crossed paths, but just communicating, I when I play solo by myself, I don't have my mic in and I'm blasting music and just relaxing at that point. But I mean, I do like Nuclear Botox, even though she's on my team. I'm not a big fan of playing with a bunch of females. So I'm not just saying that because she's on my team. Um, but I mean, I support women in general playing video games. It's just I know that I have not personally communicated with them when I join playing by myself.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, Voicey kind of said the same thing. Like whenever he's like in the zone or just gaming in general, he usually puts on Spotify and just like doesn't even
Mhm.
plug in a mic. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I think you and him are on the same type of vibe. Uh,
Yeah.
so if another tournament ends up happening, would you guys consider joining again, or like would you sit the next one out, or like what are your plans if another tournament is to be had?
We would definitely want to be a part. Oh, I would definitely want to be a part. I can't speak for everybody on my teams. I know that they have a lot of things going on outside in their personal lives. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for us to all get together. And so I'm definitely for being a part of the tournament again, whether it's running with them or running with other people that I play with too that wasn't in the tournament.
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I know a lot of players like from tournament one or the first tournament were back on here since I think they had a lot of fun. I think a lot of people wanted some retribution in there, and there are a lot of players that like did perform better the first time, but uh,
Mm-hmm.
didn't do so well this time as a team.
Um,
But like individually speaking, they did better than I thought they would because I think they learned from their mistakes, and I think they're just like more ready. I think they're more ready.
mhm. I didn't even know though that there were past tournaments. Because I jumped on this game on when it first, I think it was like free in the PlayStation Store in like 2019. And so my background, I love anything zombie. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's free. Let me download and see how it is. But in between it, my background is Call of Duty. So I would play zombies and do Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And so in between that, I would jump on Killing Floor and play, but I was still heavy in Call of Duty. And so I stopped playing this game for a while because originally when it first came out to console, you couldn't prestige. So I had everything up to 25, and I was like, okay, I'm done playing with this for right now because there's no new objectives. There's nothing that I can really do to kind of level up and get XP. Then I just came back not too long ago, and everyone was like, "Oh, you can prestige." So still, I bounce in between back and forth with Call of Duty and jumping on here trying to prestige, and so I kind of have to find. I've been trying to find my own groove back into the perks that I like, what weapons I like. Things have changed, so I've been a little rusty trying to get back into it because I jump back and forth from Call of Duty playing hardcore team deathmatch, and so um, I was pretty excited when I found out. I think Speedy told us that it was a tournament going on and if we wanted to be a part of it. And we was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So I'm definitely excited because I am a competitive person. So I do like the opportunity for everyone in the Killing Floor community to come in and get teams together and tournament. So I thought it was pretty cool that we do have a tournament going on.
Yeah, I think yeah, I made it one. The last, sorry, my first one, 2020, and
Mhm.
no, it was 2021. Yeah, 2021 was last year,
Mhm.
and yeah, I made it last year, and I was actually doing some research, and like I couldn't find any other tournaments before mine, so I think mine was the first like console one. Then
Oh,
like
awesome.
yeah, and I think ever since then I saw other people making tournaments too, so I kind of like created like a wave of like people doing this type of stuff. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Um, so I mean, definitely going to be happy to be doing something again, like, and even like, even CD, like, professional like players like reached out to me and wanted to join, and I was kind of flattered, but like I didn't really know how to feel about that. It was just like it's just really like I was happy that I was having so much attention brought to me, and that
Mhm.
I was mainly just doing it for the players, just like for you guys, because if it weren't for you guys, it wouldn't be a tournament because there wouldn't be players.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, uh, you know, um,
I
definitely
think that's
pumped
cool
to.
though that you got that recognition that people are seeing. You putting this tournament together, and it's bringing out actually a lot of people too that haven't played Cullen for in a very long time. That's coming back into it, and it's like, oh, okay, all these new updates. I didn't realize there were so many people that were still playing it after how many years it's been on console. And every now and then I'll go live on Twitch, and so I've gotten a couple people who haven't played in a while and mentioned about the tournament and you, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that I don't have a huge base of people on my Twitch. I just do it just because when I'm playing with my squad or anyone, I'm hilarious and I make people laugh. And so a lot of people have mentioned about the tournament and about you and how they could be a part of that and if they can just run with us just to play because they haven't played in a while. And I was like, awesome. It's great that you're just making that impact with the Killing Floor community.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty cool that Killing Floor is such a small type of community compared to other games,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it allows a lot of people to come together and play, and that's what I like seeing out of everybody. And
Hmm.
you know, uh, it's just like it's not even like the competitive like aspect to it because after the like the rounds are done or whatever, like other people from other teams just like play with each other and just act like nothing
Hmm.
happened.
Hmm.
So yeah, like everybody who I knew, like it's just we're all cool with each other. There's no like hate or animosity towards like anybody.
Right. Which is cool because after working 8 hours and come home and just be able to get on and play Killing Floor and just vibe out with everybody and just kill Zeds is a good way to end my night.
Yeah. So I got another question. Um.
Okay.
So. Um. Who would you think would be your uh your most strongest player like on your team? I know you said Steve was the most versatile, but
Hmm.
I think who's like the backbone of your team, like who's performing the best out of all of you guys?
Um, it's somewhat kind of hard to answer that because when we originally played, that was the original squad that we usually played, and we had to replace a couple of people because just their personal lives. And so for some of them, I haven't really played with them as long. I can't really speak on it. But if I had to really give you an answer, I would say it'd be between. I think it's really between Speedy, Nuclear Botox, and myself,
Mm.
because we all communicate outside of Killing Floor, so we have group chats and we'll call and text each other and things in that nature. So we kind of, I think we all play our parts in just like being the backbone of the team.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, everybody's pulling their own weight. I like to see it. I like to
Hmm.
see it. Uh, so, um, uh, jeez. I always have these brain farts where I like try to ask questions and like I forget what I'm saying. Uh, but uh, what was your favorite map out of this whole thing so far?
Like just of all the maps.
Yeah, all of the maps that you guys played or like in the tournament. Yeah.
Um, I kind of I go for well, because my I like zombie maps. I prefer those tight maps. So lockdown, I like Duke even though you can go inside and it's a circle, but I really do like lockdown because I like tiny maps that doesn't allow you much room to really move around. So you really have to strategize with your team how you're gonna do this, especially on Hell on Earth.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, definitely can get very like very crawl spacey, I guess, lack of a better term. Um. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Uh. So um. You said you did were playing this game on PC too, or just console?
No, it was just console.
Oh, okay. Uh.
It,
So do you like watch any other influencers that play this game? Like YouTubers like Police Dom or Fat Cat or Pathfinder or anybody?
no, I don't. I'm not really big into watching YouTube or just watching other individuals play unless it's something where I need to learn how to do something because I've tried and I can't. Like for example, the whole seasonal thing that's going on now and trying to
Yeah,
find the medallions. I
yeah.
jumped on and found someone that had already found it because I could find all of them to be able to know where all their locations were at. But not necessarily, no, I don't really.
Okay. So um, why did you choose the name Tatted Up Chick? Because you just like have a lot of tattoos on you.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of tattoos, and I was born in '88.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I got a few on me myself, but I'm looking to get more. They're addictive, but yeah,
Absolutely. Tattoos and piercings are my thing.
yeah. So yeah, that's like, I guess that's the two of us because my username is the year I was born as well. So uh
Hmm.
uh
I was playing earlier with, and like I said, I'm horrible with names. That's just how I am. But
mhm.
I was playing earlier, and I knew before because Speedy had told us that the demon killers had, I guess, withdraw their team. And so I was playing earlier today just solo by myself, and I guess I was playing with one of the members that's in, I guess, the Demon Killers, and so we've been messaging. He messaged me. It was asking about if my team took over because his team, I guess, forfeited.
Firmly Clips or somebody.
Yes, Fermi Clips. Hmm.
Yeah, he reached out to me on Snapchat and said that. And then another player, I guess Starberry, uh, said, uh, "Wait, hold up. I got a squad, and I was waiting. This was like months ago, and then
Mm.
obviously I was waiting for months and months. And I said, "Hey, when will you guys be ready to play?" And he said, "Well, not for a while, and I still need a few more players." And I'm like, "Why would you be telling me this now? And if I thought you guys were just like just practicing."
Mm.
But every time I come on here, he's like always playing a different game or something. So I just assumed that like they just fell apart or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, that's when I called you guys up and said, "Hey, do you guys still have your team? Because I don't think anybody's responding from Demon Killers." And then
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was Stevie, and Stevie said, "Oh yeah, we'll be ready." And then just like that, you guys were ready.
Well, I mean, yeah, we usually play. I mean, we play almost just about every day.
Oh, okay.
So if we're not all together, there may be two or three of us because someone is working a later night shift or something like that. But we usually play every single day. And we had to chat. So all it took was for Speedy to say, "Hey, we got another opportunity for the tournament." We was like, "Yeah, just let us know what date." It just makes it easier because we're talking about 6 people, so it makes this a lot easier just to have one point of contact, one person to be kind of like the spokesperson of the team, and it just made sense for just Speedy to do that. So just it made it easier for him to represent us when it comes to getting everything situated, scheduled, when we're gonna all jump on so we can play. Because this last one we had already planned to do all four. So I
Mm,
had my Red Bull. We was ready to hit it. We're gonna knock out all four. But it just make it easier just to have one person instead of we have 6 different people talking all at the same time, or just the
yeah.
spokesperson for the team. So he he does all that.
That's your go-to drink, Red Bull.
It's my go-to drink. They make fun of me because I'm like the oldest female in our squad. So, and I work long hours, and so I'll jump on and be able to play a few games, and then I start yawning. I'm ready to go to sleep. So they were just like, "All right, Tatted, we're gonna do this on Tuesday. Get your Red Bull, drink one of them before the game starts, so it can kick in." So I was wired and ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I work long shifts too. I work overtime really. I guess you could kind of say I work like illegal hours because on some nights when they really need me, I'll pull a 24/36. So,
Oh wow. Yeah. Now I work in a mental behavioral health field, and so I come home just like emotionally, mentally drained, and so I just want to get on the game and just kill stuff.
space
And
out.
so yeah, and just
Well,
vibe out.
I
So
know
I get with my
exactly
yeah.
how you feel because I'm a DSP right now and I work with people who have mental disabilities and
Yep.
they can kind of get crazy at times and I kind of just like I want to ignore them but I can't, and so like I offer them different like solutions or whatever. I just like play all these like I do all these like verbal games like well you can do this instead or whatever, just to try to like calm them down, I guess. uh
Yeah.
but yeah, it is tough like you said.
Mhm.
Yeah. But uh talking getting back to the game, do you expect there to be a Killing Floor 3 in the works?
I hope so. I mean, I would love for it to be, but if they don't, you know, there's so much stuff that they can do with the maps they have now. Like some of these maps are so big that they can open up different spots in the map, or like um, create like different bosses. Like for I can't think of the map. I think it's Krampus Lair. It's one of the maps that have like spider webs everywhere, and it's like a spider that's like a huge spider that's like up against the wall. And I feel like they can create a big another boss that could be a crawler. I mean, maybe Queen Crawler or something like that. But I mean, I feel like if they don't come up with a Killing Floor 3, there's so much stuff they can do with the current maps that we have until they come out with the Killing Floor 3.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, I would like to see kind of some new features either in this game or if they're going to make another one. Like, I'm tired of just seeing an update with just two new guns and like a new map or like
Right.
new skins for weapons we've
Yeah.
already seen.
It's getting old at this point, even with some of the seasonal or even with some of the weekly challenges. It's like it's the same thing and it's usually the same, you know, skin or hat or something that from the last one. And I'm just like, okay, I'm over this at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it does get pretty repetitive and boring, and like I think the fans just want to see a new game, including myself. Uh,
Hmm.
but you know, uh, we can't get everything we want, but hopefully, they can prove us right or wrong depending on what we think, and they'll make this game, and it'll be a fresh start, just like Overwatch 2.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, um, how did you guys like your team? How did you guys all meet? What was the origin to you guys like meeting up?
Um,
Are you guys friends for
so
real or just online?
no, just online,
Oh, okay.
to my knowledge. I think a couple of them on my team live like in the same state, so I don't know if they've actually reached out to each other to meet in real life. But I think we've kind of met through. Some of us have like mutual friends. I think his name is Bama Nation, and he was our first medic in the first tournament that we ran through earlier this year. And so he brought in different friends, and then we all just kind of connected and just vibed out well, and then we just all started playing together.
Okay, so it's just like a random like occurrence. You guys just met up.
Yeah, like a lot of us met knows Bama Nation, and so he usually only plays Phil Medic. And so we've met each other through him. He would send invites and we would join, and then we just did so well with just playing together and communicating that we was like, all right, let's just like start a group chat, that type of deal on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of us have mutual friends, and that person is Bama Nation.
Oh, Bama Nation. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. I thought you said someone else, so it's like I couldn't like think
Um,
of it. Now I know what you're saying. Yeah. That was kind of the same thing with me. Whenever whenever I first became friends with Cherokee, Force, and Wildface, and
mhm,
a few more players that aren't really playing this game anymore, but
mhm.
uh yeah, we all just met each other through this game, and I think it is fun when you do have like your old friends helping you out, like in a situation like this, like where you're playing in a tournament and you're just mostly having fun and just like kind of see where your team chemistry can take you.
Mhm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yes. Um, so uh, did you guys talk about like any future plans for the semis? Like what you need to change, what you need to do or focus on, or any specific
Yes.
stuff?
Yes. One of the things we're finding like different spots in the map that we can hold off at. We don't want it to just be the same spots, but we're all being open to trying to find different spots just to see what works for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing is that we want to definitely make sure we pick perks that will help us eliminate the Zeds, but at the same time, we also want our, the team to be able to pick perks that they run well with. Like there's certain perks that I just do not run well with, and I will either not play it or will not use it for the tournament. And so I think one of the things we mentioned was with Speedy that he does great as the firebug, but I'm not saying he didn't do bad as the berserker, but we have to try to figure out from the six of us who runs well with what perks and how we can make that work in the tournament, because I think that that plays a huge factor when you're playing perks that even though it may be prestige out level 25, you know, that you may not be the best with it. You may not be really familiar with the weapon. So we were just breaking it down to like the weapons for the perk that you're going to play, what configured skill that you have set for that perk, how we're going to run it. So we were just like breaking it all down. And we was like, okay, how can we learn from the first go round that we didn't do well with, and then this just previous one and us being in the semifinals, like we factor in all of that. How with this perk, what skill, if we need to change that skill when we get to the boss fight. It was just like we really broke it down. And so I think now we have like a better understanding of what perks we're gonna run, what skills they're gonna be on, where this person is going to be at. We're going to have one person communicate and let us know if this person needs to move this way or that way. So I definitely think that with this, second opportunity, we've kind of just looked at our past mistakes and apply it to right now, so that we can be more efficient when this whole bug situation with killing gets fixed or resolved.
Okay, I like that. I like that what you said right there. Yeah, coming up with just like a whole new game plan based off of just what you guys did in the past and try to resolve what you did. I like that.
Hmm.
Well, Manchester said a player tier list. Yes, I will be. I give out rewards and I make a player tier list after each tournament now. So yeah, there will be a player tier list soon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Um, yeah. So like, I know you guys like. Okay, I have to ask about the name. Like, Boom Nation. Like, is that just from Bama Nation, or did you guys all agree on that, or like, what? How'd you guys come up with the name?
It was so much from Bama Nation who we play with. And then when we played the first go round, we were all in chicken suits because he calls us his chicken squad. So we all brought the suits so that we could all be chickens. And it's just, humor and fun that all of us being a part of that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a question I don't really ask people because I'm just curious about like how people like came up with their names, usernames,
Hmm.
and team names and all that, and I think it's like interesting to me. Uh, yeah, a lot of people like mispronounce my name. It's not really Chai Guy or Chi Guy or Shi Guy or anything like that. Because my real name is Malachi, and
Mm.
people, my family, would pronounce it Kai Guy, and that's
Hmm.
how you would spell that or pronounce it rather.
Okay.
But I'm cool with anybody just calling me Chai Guy because I get so used to it. I know like what they're referring to me. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's just one of those things that doesn't really like reminisce too well with a lot of people.
Mhm.
Um, so uh, I noticed that you guys were having, aside from the bug,
Mhm.
uh, having some troubles completing maps. Um, and you already told me you guys' game plan. You think with this new game plan, um, you guys will reach boss waves every single map, or will the uh be some times where you guys are gonna like struggle a bit?
Um. Yeah, I would like to say that we will reach the boss. I know that we're not perfect, so there mistakes can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we've rotated maybe I think another person out just because I'm more of the out of my squad. I'm more of the blunt, outspoken person, and sometimes my delivery can come off kind of harsh. So I kind of leave it to other members on my team to kind of have that conversation. Like I'll throw the topic up because we again when we even though we had the bug situation going on in the frames and the glitching and all that moving around and stuff, we were still looking at everything like, okay, what could we have done better, outside of that once it was all over. And I think it was between I think Speedy kind of made that decision. I think he might have talked to a couple other people, but then he mentioned it to me, and I was like, hey, if that's what you feel, I'll support you in that. And I think we decided that we're gonna kind of like rotate one other person out because I guess we found out that that person, I think that he might have been like just running like the grenade pistol several waves, and we were just like, yeah, that's not gonna work hell on earth.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wasn't really paying attention to everyone just like playing. I was just focusing on healing. Everyone knew to just to throw me money at the end of the wave, but just to my primary focus is just healing everybody. So we did make some tweaks, and like I said, we've been practicing since then and running it and trying to find different spots on the map and things like that kind of work for us. But I think with this change that we made with the team, um, communication is definitely on point, and I feel like that we should be able to make it up to the boss fight, most certainly.
Yeah, I think this is probably the only time this happened. Well, that's not really true. There was a like a update during the last tournament that nerfed the Zerker, and
Hmm.
a lot of people got mad at me for it because they wanted someone to blame, and I just basically said like there's nothing I could do about it because it's just part of the game. And so everyone
Hmm.
was like voting for a restart, and I just said I that show must go on. I can't. There's nothing to do.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think your team was the only team that got at least I think two tries because one try the first time, Demon Killers forfeited or didn't respond, was unresponsive, and now
Hmm.
this. So I think kind of you'd be fair to say that like luck might be on your side a little bit because I've never seen this happen before.
Um, I'm gonna say there's a little bit of luck in there. Um, we definitely don't have control over the server and the frames being out of sync like that. But it's definitely been an issue. Like after it happened, we were just like, all right, guys, we did the best that we can. We'll continue to practice and run together as a team. And then, when the tournament runs around again next year, we'll try our best and do better than what we did last time. So we were just like, okay, we kind of accepted. We was a little down, but, we was like, hey, it happens. But then I asked him afterwards, I was like, you know what? I feel like that was a little bit unfair in a sense because we did mention before we actually started with you that the frames have been acting up, and you were just like, you make sure you just communicate with me if it's happening. And then the first couple waves we were good, and then that's when we were talking to you about me taking off those certain skills or switching those skills to the field medic because that was adding to it. And then we got to those what, like fifth or sixth wave or something like that, and it got to the point where like it was just all over the place. And afterwards, I was like, Speedy, can you just hit him up? He may not say yes or no. He may say no, but just reach out to him. Just like, what, maybe I feel like we're at a little bit of a disadvantage because, we don't have control over, the different frames and it bugging out on us that really impacts us trying to, get to the boss fight. Now he was like, okay, I'll reach out. I mean, the worst he can do is say no, but at least we tried. And then he told us that he did, and then we found out that you and then Team Wolf is like, oh, is willing to give us another shot. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So we were all kind of amped up and excited about that, giving an additional. Because I'm not trying to get like favors or anything like that. I'm not saying that our team was bad or anything like that, but that does play a huge part in trying, wanting to win a game, whether we're in a tournament or not, when we're dealing with the lag, we're dealing with the brain, we're dealing with all of that at the same time, and us moving, it is what it is. But I mean, we are very appreciative and thankful that you guys are willing to give us another shot, and also take into consideration that the server is messed up right now. I can't even run endless certain waves without it glitching and acting funny. So we do appreciate being given the second opportunity to be able to play it again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even I think Wolfonix, the I think leader on Team Wolf, even said was excited about it to see you guys go again because he didn't. I guess his excuse was he didn't want an easy win. He just wanted you guys to really play your hardest. So I think that coming from your competitors
Mm-hmm.
and me, like I want to see you guys like try really hard too because it would be entertaining. Uh, I think there might be a big group of people rooting for you because you guys would technically be the last to play in the semis, and it will determine who will go into the grand finals to play off against the unstoppable Team Cannibalists. Yeah, so it is some exciting stuff there, and it like
It
I,
is. It
yeah
is. I'm amped
I
up.
don't
I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna win, but
I don't
I
want
like to
that
say
to
that we
like
are.
intimidate you or anything. Just
Oh,
like
absolutely not.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but
I
yeah,
think we're gonna bring our all. That's
yeah,
all I can say.
that's
We'll bring our all.
that's what I like to hear. Uh, we are at that past that 50-minute marker, and that's where I
Hmm.
kind of wrap things up. Um, so if you do have any like concluding statements about Stevie or your team or the tournament or for me or for anybody in general, like anything you have to end off on or just say.
Um, I would only say that we're just gonna bring the heat this time.
Bringing the heat, yeah,
Absolutely. So Team Wolf, be aware, and we're coming for you.
yeah. Yeah, I think yeah they want to see it. Yeah.
Hmm. You'll
Okay.
see it this time. I
Yeah.
promise you that.
Yeah. This has been KF2 podcast with Tatted Up CHICC88, the field medic for Boom Nation. Be sure to check them out whenever or whenever their semifinals run comes up. I will be streaming, and so will Stevie. So whenever that does come up, you can feel to check us out. Uh, uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.